You're on.
Okay, well, this is going to be a little illustration of a country building. I just did the old mission house here, San Francisco de Assis, which is San Francisco of Assisi. And now I'm just going to do a few things that's going to represent a country shed, because they also have the historical significance to them. So well, I'm going to pick up my colors here and I'm going to lay them on the paper. Then they're simply spots. I'm going to be arranging spots, but they'll resemble something. Like, all right, here, as I do these, it's going to resemble the sides of a barn. I'm going to use a variety of colors. And, okay, that helps. Okay, I'm going to come up here. Look at that. All right, so now then, I'm going to come in between those and put some color that's going to be the darker purple against the oranges and the reds. And these are the planks that the farmers used. Okay, now here we are. We come down. Okay, leave a little separation between them, between the planks. It's a watercolor painting. And the variety of color creates an excitement within the work itself. So, as the painting progresses, you got to remember, I'm just painting spots of color. As soon as I put the brush on this paper, it made this particular illustration unique in the fact that it's no other one like it in the entire world. No other painting is like this one in the entire world. Now, California buildings, I'm in California at the moment, so the California buildings would be extended barns on each side, like lean-tos. And they were kind of quaint in their own right. So here we have the opening to the barn. And then perhaps over here, another spot that resembled a doorway. This is the end of the shed, and they would have quite frequently just an open shed there for the animals to go in and feed. So there we are. So now a few more spots on here. Then I represent the trees and the landscaping behind it. It's probably going to be more natural than anything else. So here I am. I lay the brush on the side and I come down this way and then I come up. This paper I'm painting on is 140-pound paper, cold pressed, which makes it ideal for watercolors. The advantage is that you can pick up color, believe it or not, after you put the color down. There, there's the spots. They resemble trees. They resemble the leaves. They resemble the foliage. And it gives a little bit of color to the background that's different from the barn itself. Come up in this area, put spots in there as well. And a little bit of a light blue spot up through here now. We don't paint skies, we just represent the skies. Now this looks like it could be a rainy day, but again, we're not painting rain. So here's the barn, the barnyard. Nice green and yellow there for the harvest season. And the colors, the brushes are very, very moist as we paint. This time I'm just going to put water on here and then come back and put color on. So that the colors blend right up into what we're looking for on the top. Now this will be quite dark down here because it's in the foreground. And that's what's going to cause us to make it feel like the painting is right down in front. So Okay, there we are. Now, like I said, this is 140-pound cold pressed watercolor paper, so I can bring this up now, mostly just with a moist brush. Pull that up, and there's spots. Remember, there's only spots, but it resembles a piece of architecture. All right, down here I'm going to put some more plant life. We're in California, so we had tropical plants. So we go up into the barn area. This would be also a little bit, maybe a little bit of green area, weeds or whatever growing down through here, up through the barn. There's going to be a little bit. There we are. So then I guess most barns have a nice little fence area, but I'm going to wait because the paper is still wet from the watercolor I played on there. And since I put another color over a wet area, it will kind of like bleed and go into it. But if you have control over it, that doesn't make any difference. You can still add the stuff you want to have. As it dries, you can continue putting your strokes and the little details that cause it to become more interesting. Now here, it looks like I have 3 bunches of a tropical plant in spots. Well, that's not good. It's good to have them so that they are maybe more together. Taller as they are, they look like they are a little bit closer. The taller they are, the closer they appear to be. But remember, these are only spots now, and I organized them to make them look like it is that of a little farm structure. California, it's typical of what you would find out here. All right, I'm going to just hold off on that now because if I put, it's wet here yet, and it's wet there, and it's wet there. If I put a stroke on there, then that would make it, it would bleed away, probably not too appealing. But the fence posts are, they are kind of interesting in their own right. I try to paint uneven numbers because it makes it more interesting than even numbers. And then also slanting them makes it a little more interesting than if they were geometrically straight or just like the farmer put them in yesterday. And fences are interesting because as you paint the idea, the spots to make the fence look like a fence, there's a number of things you can do. You can start here, and it looks like this, the way I'm organizing these spots, looks like it's going up over a hill and down the other side. And then perhaps being picked up way back in the distance across this other field way down in there. So you see, that's how it's done. And once again, no other painting like this in the world. It's a painting on a piece of blank paper, and the result is, as you see it now, simply that of color, spots, stains, you might call them, and just organized so that what you have is what you see.